Just after 11 one night, May heard someone call her name in an empty stairwell. She looked back, but there was no one below her. A few seconds later, the same voice came from above the landing. When May raised her head, she saw a woman in a red dress near the ceiling. The woman's hair hung downward, and although May could not see the face clearly, she later told her friend that it looked disturbingly familiar. By the next morning, May was dead outside the apartment. A few weeks earlier, May had separated from a man named Lynn. She was pregnant, and the breakup had become a subject of gossip. Her closest friend, Lee, could see that May was struggling, so she asked her to move in. Lee rented a small apartment in an old residential block. The rooms were clean, but the building was worn. The concrete stairwell had no windows, several lights were weak, and sounds traveled easily between floors. May soon found work at the front desk of a nearby hotel. Her first shift ran late, and she left shortly before 11. By the time she entered the building, most of the apartments were quiet. As she climbed the stairs, someone said her name. May. The voice was soft, almost like someone trying not to wake the neighbors. She turned around. The landing below was empty. May waited, then continued upward. Before she reached the next floor, she heard it again. This time she could not tell where it came from. It sounded close, but the stairwell was still empty. Then it came from above her. May looked up. A woman in a red dress appeared to be suspended in the darkness near the ceiling. Her long hair fell toward the stairs. May could only see part of the face, but the eyes and mouth reminded her of her own reflection. She ran the rest of the way, unlocked the apartment, and pushed the door shut behind her. Lee found her trembling near the entrance. May kept saying that someone had followed her upstairs. Lee checked the corridor and walked down to the next landing, but saw no one. After a while, May began to doubt herself. She said she had barely slept for several nights and had been under too much pressure. Maybe the weak light had made the shadows look strange. She took a shower and tried to rest. Not long afterward, Lee heard her scream from the bedroom. May was standing beside the bed, staring upward. She said the voice had called her again, this time from inside the room. Lee saw nothing above them. When she asked what the woman looked like, May hesitated. "She looked like me," she said. "Not exactly, but enough that I knew." Lee did not let her sleep alone. They stayed in the same room with the light on. Near dawn, Lee finally fell asleep. She woke to someone knocking hard on the front door. May was no longer beside her. Lee assumed she had left early for work, although she could not remember hearing the door open. The man knocking was an older neighbor. He looked shaken and told Lee not to come outside. A woman had been found hanging beside the apartment entrance. It was May. The police treated the death as a suicide. There was no sign that anyone else had entered, and Lee could offer no explanation beyond what May had told her. Sometime later, Lee mentioned the stairwell voice to the building's caretaker. The old man listened, then said, "People have complained about hearing things on those stairs before." He would not say anything more. Lee moved away soon afterward. Years later, she said she still did not know whether May had seen something in the stairwell or whether fear, exhaustion, and pressure had overwhelmed her. There was only one detail she could not forget. Shortly before she fell asleep, she thought she heard May whispering to someone in the dark. "Why do you keep calling me?" Subscribe to Mistcurrent stories for more unexplained encounters, quiet dark legends, and mysteries that never found an answer.